high school advice. That's all. High school advice that I would give myself and that I give myself but I never take. And high school advice is a senior in high school. High school advice is someone that does high school alone, just high school advice. And so I wrote it down so I don't forget. So excuse me if I keep looking down, but this is kind of general advice. So it's very general. I'm not going into like specifics and scenarios and whatever. But the first thing I wrote was stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself, because at the end of the day, people that you're changing yourself for and doing certain things for and whatever the case may be, it's not serving you at all because it's not your true self. And so I just feel like you gotta center yourself and decenter other people's opinions, which is the hardest thing ever. I haven't done that, but yeah, I just think that's the best way to live, because when you truly live as yourself and embody that, and you're not dictated off what other people want you to be, or like how you're socialized and whatever, and you genuinely do like the shadow work and find yourself and what you're meant to do and what you like to do and what you need to be emotionally regulated, it's just the best ever. So the next thing I said was don't let people make you feel like you have to do anything you don't want to do. Those people don't respect you. If you say no, no is a full sentence. No always has a period at the end of it. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm watching this show called Hunting Housewives or Hunting Wives, and there's this girl, I forget what her name is, but she's like the main like protagonist woman. She's like blonde and she moves from Boston to Texas, and she is an example of people will test you and see how far you're willing to go for a community, a fake community at that doesn't give a fuck about you, that's just holding up this image, that's whatever. But they kept testing her. Like, it started with, I think, like the gun. She was like, no. They're like, come on. And then she was like, had been in a car crash, so the girl was like, drink and just do donuts in the parking lot, whatever. And she was acting like the people in the friend group that, okay, I'm getting too deep into it. What I'm saying is you might be in a friend group and you say no to something. Let's say you say no to drinking and they're like, just do it, whatever, come on, just do it. If that you feel like they're doing it for you, but they're not doing it for you. They're not. Anybody who hears no and is still pushing you, no matter what it is, they have problems with consent. They have some type of ego trip, power trip, I don't know. The next thing I said is, if you have strict parents, you gotta fight for your freedom. If you have strict parents, you gotta fight for your freedom, because I know I'm speaking so quiet. I know you guys probably can't even hear me. I don't care, bitch. Put your volume on the full volume, nigga. No, let me stop with it. I didn't mean it. I said, please put your volume on the full volume. But yeah, if you have strict parents, you have to fight for your freedom. I know sometimes you can't fight for your freedom because them niggas is like, and I know that's a lot of people's situation. Like, but if you're in a situation where you can give some pushback and just be like, I'm going here, at least try like to somewhat fight for your freedom, because God knows them niggas are not going to give it to you. They don't even see you as a human. They see you as a little doggy. Go do the chores, go do the schoolwork, but we're not gonna give you no autonomy. No, don't go out the house. You only come out with me. Do all this crazy stuff. So try to at least give a little bit of pushback. Oh, I'm going to a football game. Oh, I'm going here. But I know there's some situations where they're like dead no, like not letting you. And for those, I just hope you know that the time will pass, and you will have that independence and that freedom. And the next thing I wrote was be respectful. Be respectful, bro. Be respectful. Don't go out disrespecting people for no reason, unprovoked. You disrespect people when it's provoked and when it makes sense for the situation, how they've done you, but not unprovoked. Don't be in the hallways making fun of random people's outfits. Don't be that one person like at them straight men friend groups and you always beating down on that one person. Don't be playing with the kid, with the kid that you know. It's like you know something's off about him. More than likely, more times than not, he's probably autistic, but you just don't know that that's what it is. But you're like, there's something off about him. He's weird. Don't, or he or she's weird, and don't make them dance for you and jump like a monkey. Just be respectful, bro. Don't be a weirdo. It's not that hard. I don't know why people are weird as fuck, but don't be that person. Don't be that person. Don't. And if you don't have it in you to stick up, don't. But don't. Please. Like, please. Don't be no bully ass nigga. So now I have a subsector of stuff that like kind of pertains to teachers, although all of these are kind of interchangeable, but this is kind of more pertaining to teachers in specific. So I said, don't be rude and childish. They're just trying to work. Please don't be rude and childish. They're just trying to work. Like, I get sometimes when you get in your friend group and you get whatever, you get a little rowdy, you get a little whatever, but when they say just keep it down a little bit, the next room is testing. And I'm talking about reasonable teachers, reasonable, chill, good teachers. I'm not talking about them power trip as weird teachers. I'm talking about a good, reasonable, chill teacher. Just be respectful. If it's a 20-minute lecture and they say just put your phone away, just put it up. Just put it up, gang. And if you're on it, don't be on no other extra shit, overly yapping, overly tapping, because at the end of the day, you're distracting other people. There might be other people that's genuinely trying to learn. And I know I generally sound like, you know, like, nigga, shut your bitch ass up, but it's true though, like, you know? And the next thing I said is stand up for yourself if you need to. Sometimes teachers be feeling like they could play at you just because they have this little inch of authority. They take this little inch of authority and they take it a mile. And you're not playing with me, nigga. I'm gonna tell you right now today. So stand up for yourself. Like, a minor example that like a lot of teachers do is you'll be like, can I go to the bathroom? They'll say something like, I don't know, can you? I don't know, can you? What did you say? Why don't you just walk up here and say it to me right here? It's like, you could just be like, I don't even know what you could just say, but you could just say something like, that wasn't really respectful. I was just asking to go to the bathroom, or something like that. Or just be like, I said, can I go to the bathroom? And if you say yes or no, I'm still going because I have to go. Like, when teachers withhold people from going to the bathroom for stupid, petty stuff, I'm kind of like, is this jail? Is this jail? Like, what do you mean finish the 3-page packet before you go? I don't know. Where was I? Next thing I said is ask questions. This is, I put this in teachers, but this is also in general. If you see that people are, every Thursday, people come out with a lollipop that got 7 lines on that bitch and a dildo on top, you be like, you think in your head like, what is that? But you don't ask. Just be like, dang, where do I get those lollipops? Oh, this the lollipop club. How you join? Oh, you just come, blah blah blah. Yeah, ooh. You don't even know. You might meet somebody. You might genuinely like your lollipop. You might give your lollipop to somebody and make their day. So if you see anything that's like, what's that? Ooh, don't just think about it and go and ask people in your circle and everyone's like, I don't know. Just ask somebody that's in that and be like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, la la. And if they tell you yes, they might ignore you. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing about life. Some people be like, oh, nobody cares what you're doing. That's cap. Sometimes people do care about what you're doing because they're weirdos and they're succubuses and all they want to do is push other people down. Instead of keeping their misery to themselves, they're like, nah, let me give it to this subsector of people and then act like I'm jolly in front of these people so I don't blow my cover. Crazy people, narcissists, sociopaths. Yeah, there is people like that out there, rude people, people that are not social, whatever. It doesn't matter what the case may be. But sometimes people do care about what you're doing. I'm kind of going off, but I hope you're like clocking what I'm saying. But I'm all over the place, but yeah, whatever. And this is the best I could do with writing it down. Like, imagine I would have never wrote this outline down. But yeah, sometimes people do care about what you think, but the thing is just, it don't matter. Because at the end of the day, they're not you. They're not you, bro. And their opinion, as long as you know that you're in what they're saying, knock it out. We all take it in and take it personally and internalize it and almost sometimes become, especially when you're like an empathetic person, you sometimes become what they're saying you are. But it's just like, don't even, it's just like, shut your bitch ass up. But where was I? Said ask questions. Yeah, So yeah, sometimes you might get ignored. You might be like, damn, what's that red box from? And somebody might just look at you and laugh, or just ignore you in general, or just be like, man, or something like that. It is what it is. Take your L, move on. They don't tell you, they didn't tell you. Maybe you'll ask a different person next time and you'll know. Or you'll just go home, the world keeps spinning, you'll keep going to sleep, nigga. The next thing I said was stay on top of your work. Don't let the work pile up. Stay on top of your work, bro. Stay on top of your work. I can't speak for all schools, but most public schools, well, I won't say all most public schools. Maybe it's just where I don't know. But just stay on top of your work. Long story short. If you have an assignment, maybe you don't want to do it in class. I'm not the type of person that says do it right away and finish it. Some people are just not built like that. Maybe you don't do it right away and finish it. Maybe at that time you just want to sleep, yap, read a little bit. Cool, do that. But when you do have to do it eventually. Do it before the deadline. It's gonna save you a lot. Stay on top of it. Stay on them dates. I don't know if you need a planner or just check your Google Classroom, your Canvas every day. But yeah, the next thing I said was study good for your SAT. I don't know how different states are and whatever, but I'm pretty sure most American universities go by your SAT score, like community colleges and what even bigger universities. So I'm just saying, like, okay, that's like kind of like the subsector, but what the broad thing is have what you need for whatever you're like for. Fuck, what am I even trying to say? Because I'm trying to think about people that are not going to college. Okay, the people that are not going to college, I'm not talking about you in this bullet point, but have what you need for the college that you're going to. So whether that's your SAT score, study for that bitch and do it. Let's say you need like I even forget the scores, like what, like a 780 and a 900. Make sure if you know you're lacking in math, get that math, get that score. Because if you go to college now, what, you got to take a TSI and waste even more of your money taking that TSI when you could have just done the SAT 2 times, maybe 3, and got the score that you needed. So just try to get that high SAT score. Maybe they take ACT. Try to get that high ACT score and do what you need before college. Or if you're moving into a dorm, try to slowly buy like containers and whatever the case may be, because it's less, like write out a good list and start buying it in the beginning of your senior year if you know where you're going. Start buying containers, just appliances and whatever the fuck you're gonna need, mini fridge, whatever. Because if you try to do that bitch the whole summer, I don't know, you might get a little bit stressed, especially if your funds are tight. But hey, I'm not in your pockets at the end of the day. You know how you're gonna do it. But I'm just saying, make sure you stay on top of what you need for college, or SAT, or furniture, or whatever you're gonna need, whatever. So the next thing, so that's the end of the teachers subsector. The next thing is just some more extra ones. I said watch, this is kind of like Friends, but whatever. I said watch who you trust. Not everybody needs to know your business. Not everybody needs to know your business. The best trope to be is somebody that people feel open to confide in, because you just have that confide. No, actually no, because sometimes that gets emotionally draining. Not even that, but just someone who you listen to what people say, but you don't give them too much. You don't give them too much. Don't. Especially when it's not your core quality friends. And if you don't have that core quality friends and it's all kind of just scattered acquaintances and whatever and friends, and especially if you see somebody that's typically jumping friend group to friend group, falling out, doing this, blah, 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 blah. Come on now. The same way you're talking about them, telling them your business, telling them your friend business, and they're telling you this person business, they're gonna go to the next people and do the same thing. So I would just say, try to think before you really tell a lot of people your business, especially really, really personal things. Tell just jokey, lighthearted stories like that you're fine with everyone knowing, especially when you're a freshman just coming in, you're just meeting people, you don't have that core group. Try to be careful, but at the end of the day, gossiping is inevitable, especially if, but just try to watch out a little bit. The next thing I said is no company is better than bad company. Quality over quantity. So this goes for friends in a friend group. It's better to be by yourself than to be with people who you're not yourself with, who do not respect you, who do not have, okay, let's say they have bigoted beliefs, their politics are, you know, voted for something that ain't nobody else gonna vote for, things like that. Over all the time, sexist jokes, all these type of things. It's better to be without them than to be with them. Because at the end of the day, if you're not growing, you're rotting. And if you're with people who keep these bigoted beliefs, say overly all the time, want to make racist jokes too much, it's don't even be funny. Like, your jokes are not even hitting. You're just, you know, those type of archetype of people. You know, everyone knows what I'm talking about just from my face, even though I don't know how to verbalize it. Like, just those people. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, literally shut up. So what I was saying is, if you're not growing and learning, you're decaying. Someone who refuses to be corrected, a hardhead, a fucking anti-intellectual, like, you know what I'm saying? Someone who you send them something about something social or political and they say, I'm not reading that or something like that. It's like, you know, like, at the end of the day, you know where you are in life and everyone grows at their own pace, but you're not obligated to stay with them when they're still saying these fucking outdated, racist, homophobic, misogynistic, disrespectful things, you know, especially with boys friend groups. So I don't know. And the way that boys are socialized, they all just dig at each other. So I don't know, but yeah, if you stay next to a rotten apple for too long, the rottenness will rub off on you too. So yeah. The next thing I said is, think about your future, what classes matter for your interests, hobbies, career, and what you want to learn. So when you're in high school, try to take classes that interest you. Let's say you like psychology, take AP Psych. Let's say you like video games, take whatever the fuck that video class, esports or whatever. You know, try to take at least one class that interests you or something that you want to learn about. So like, let's say you want to learn about like African American history, take like African American studies. So, you know, instead of just taking like a random filler ass class that you don't fuck with. And you could do that too if nothing really seems to pique your interest in school, or you don't like learning at the school pace and you rather learn on your own time, that's fine. Or if you're just whatever's, but I would say look into that and make sure you look at like all the courses. And if you're like, I don't know, depends on the school you go to, but if you're like a junior or senior, try to look at you know, dual credit courses, because you can have a way larger variety. And sometimes it's also not about like getting your prerequisites to get your degree, especially when you're still 16, 17. You could also just take courses that again pique your interest, stuff like that. The next thing I said was use your free time wisely. I struggle with this a lot, like a lot, but there's so many hours in the day, and especially if you're at home a lot or whatever the case may be, instead of using like a whole 5 hours to be on YouTube, TikTok, try to cut like 2 hours of that and journal. Try to cut like 2 hours of that and learn how to crochet, learn how to braid hair, learn how to cut hair, barber, whatever the case may be. Maybe you're not into that, learn how to do your makeup, learn how to, I don't know, go out and volunteer, go out and socialize and give service in your community, or even just go out and sit at a cafe and people watch and eat you a meal if you're allowed to leave the house. But you know, something, or maybe even just listen to music and make a new playlist. Like, try to do something that feels kind of like, ooh, you know, as opposed to rotting, scroll, whatever. Or clean your room, clean your closet, clean your car drawer. If you clean out your closet, make sure you DM me. I'll take the clothes, medium, large, extra large. Make sure to DM me. So I gave you that advice. Next thing I said was save money. I'm not like, it's not that I'm not good at this, it's just that I don't actively make money. Like, the money I get monthly, it goes to Disney Plus, Apple Music, and then iCloud, and then I'm left with $10. So it's not that I don't really like save that bitch, it's just that I don't have a job, so I'm not actively making money. You get what I'm saying? But if you have a job or whatever the case may be, make sure you try to set at least a little bit aside to save it, even if it's just 5% every paycheck. Like, don't blow your whole paycheck. At least 5%, at least. But I don't know. Maybe you have maybe you know you're gonna make it back and whatever. But I'm just saying, it's always nice to have a little bit stashed up in case anything happens, in emergency, medical, whatever. I don't know. But the next thing I said, the next subsector is relationships. So the first thing I said is make sure you're with someone that respects you. That's a given. But yeah. Again, it's better to be alone than to be with somebody that drains you, that disrespects you, that all these things, you know. And relationships shouldn't be hard, bro. Relationships shouldn't be hard, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Whenever people will always say that, since I was the littlest kid, I always was just like, why? Why should being with somebody and loving somebody be hard? It shouldn't be hard. And they would always be like, shut up, I'll whoop your ass, you smart head ass nigga. Swear to God. Swear to God. When you was always the debater, I was like, damn, I'm just asking, why does it gotta be hard? I love some. You know how you get pinched when you try to ask some shit in the public and one thing? I get pinched like a motherfucker. I'm just saying, I was like, damn. But yeah, no, it shouldn't be hard. Like, relationships should not be hard. I mean, I'm kind of giving just general advice. Be with someone that respects you. The next thing I said is anyone that pressures you. Oh, I kind of said this before, but again, everything's kind of interchangeable somehow. But I said anyone that pressures you to do anything does not love you. Even if they do, that's harmful. And love does not overtake all. Like, people be like, love conquers all. No. You could love somebody, you could be attracted to somebody, you could have sexual chemistry with somebody, but you're not compatible on basic things. You have nothing to talk about for real outside of surface level bullshit. You don't agree on socio-political topic, I don't know, inquiries. You're not compatible. You're two different religions. One of you wants kids, one of you doesn't. One of you has kids, it's just kind of like some things. It's like, yeah, you might love somebody or whatever. You might, again, sexual chemistry, all those things, but you just might not be compatible. But no, what was I saying? I think I got off topic. I said, anyone that pressures you into anything does not love. I was talking about like the love part, yeah. Yeah, they just don't love you. Anyone that pressures you into anything, again, no is a full sentence. I can't stress this enough. And people who do not respect consent, even from the littlest things, like I think I made a TikTok video about this, but I said like even couples channels, even if it's real or fake, I don't care. It scares me. Like when the woman will be like, it'll be like a prank and it's like saying no to my boyfriend watching me change. She'll be like changing and she'll be like, get out the room. He's like, why? I've seen you naked all the time. I've been inside you before. And they become a victim ass pussy bitch. I'm like, ew, like you're kind of nasty. Like you're getting scary boo-hoo, dirty booty, like dirty. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like, have you seen that shit? I don't care if it's real, fake, troll, bait. Everybody want to troll, nigga. This is real life. Nobody care. Even if you're trolling, even if it's skit, it's representative of things that happen in real life for sometimes. Like, shut up. So, yeah, stuff like that's kind of weird. Or, like, somebody that, let's say you say you don't want to shower with somebody and they pressure you. Come on, let's just take a shower. I just said no. Like, no should just be, oh, okay. I'll meet you when I get out. You feel what I'm saying? Anything, even fucking food, nigga. It's like, I just can't even stress this enough. Let me get half of your sandwich. No. Come on, let me just get half. You're not even gonna eat it. Then it get, even sexual. You say no, and then you keep asking. He didn't force you, but he kept asking until you said yes. He kept bugging you about it and subtly, covertly making you feel bad about it until you're like, fuck, let me just do it. I feel like I have to do it. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, thank you. So next thing I said is no relationship. I saw a TikTok like that too. It was like, just kiss the tip. And they're like, you're all so easy. How did you fall for that? I'm like, what normal oral experience would start with someone saying, just kiss the tip? I don't know, whatever. What I'm saying is some people probably, whatever. Let's just say, do your homework on coercion. Okay, everyone's experience is different. It might not have been that, but I'm just saying, do your homework on coercion. Talk about that's a lawful. Man, get shut your bitch. I really fought somebody because of that, whatever. But the next thing I said is no relationship can fix your childhood trauma and mental health issues. You will only ever end up codependent, potentially emotionally unfulfilled, scared to be alone, craving external validation for like your sense of self, etc. So yeah, no relationship can fix your childhood trauma and your mental health issues. And that's just that. It shouldn't be two broken people. It shouldn't be two broken people coming together to make one. It should be two whole people coming together to make two and share their knowledge and multiply and turn into a fucking big ass fruitful grape. You know what I'm saying? You should be a whole person before you get into. Okay, I have a storage crisis right now. I had to like offload a bunch of apps, but yeah, I just said childhood trauma, and I said be careful what you post and who you send to. You know that thing? It's like think before you post. It's just thoughtful, helpful, whatever. That's genuinely true. Yeah. Think before you post. Think before you post. Do not post no freaky things of you. And do not send them to people either. If it's not in person, I don't want it. And even in person, babes, if you're not willing to lock your phone up, and baby, take your glasses off too. I know they're prescription, but I don't know what type of prescription they are, babes. So, yeah, no. And anybody that's pressuring you to send, they don't love you either. No is no. You shouldn't feel like you have to. Even if you feel like it's from your own heart and you're just in a horny whatever and you just want to send, no, don't. And if you really are going to, do not put your face in it. Do not put any representative parts of your house in there. No clothes that you wear outside of the house a lot. No. Anything that it can identify you, because it will be traded around. And even if it's not, no. They could keep it even after they're done with you and just keep themselves with no, please. Terrible. And also men, like I don't even want to only speak on more so women, but even men and anybody on the receiving end, mostly men. If you get sent something in confidence, do not send it to, or is it confidants or whatever, you know what I'm saying, bitch, in a one-on-one, whatever. Do not send it to your group chat and do all this weird stuff to show you're so fucking fiending for other men's validation. You need to show that you got somebody a picture of them naked. Mind you, this is CP. We're 17 to 16, 18, 19, 14 years old. Like, let it go, gang. It's just disgusting. You're disgusting. Like, imagine if that was your sister, your daughter, your mom. Like, be the good you want in the world. Don't do that. Not even the good. Be the decent you want in this fucking world. Like, please. It's disgusting. Like, do you ever think about, no, please, they were just nasty. Just thinking about that's really pissing me off. Next thing I said is freshman and senior is weird. Age gaps are weird, especially when you're below the age of 21, 22, high school and middle school, high school, and college first 4 years age. It's weird because the amount of life changes that you go through between 14, 15, and 17, 18, 14, 15, you don't have your fucking license. You have at most a provisionary fucking permit. You haven't even finished a year of high school. You're fresh out of fucking middle school. It's not right. Senior, for you, I'm 17 years old. For me to be with a 14-year-old little ass boy, nigga, I would babysit you, nigga. I would babysit you. That's how young you are to me. You're a little homie, a baby. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, people would say, oh, you're such a baby. Like, but they really, 2 seconds later, you're going to be hitting her. Not hitting her, whatever. But let me not speak like that. But I'm just saying it's disgusting. Anyone that wants to be in an age gap like that, no. The most age gap you should be below 21, 22 is 2.5 years max. Pushing it. Max, but not even 2.5, like 2 and 4 months or some shit. Like, once you get to 3 years, no, you're disgusting. You're disgusting. 14 and 17 and 18. And that's what you're taking as your date? Well, you couldn't pull no girls or no boys your own age. I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that. No. Like, you're pushing taxes, you're pushing college. They haven't even taken their SAT yet. They've only taken like what, one state? No, I can't. No. Like, when they go to the pool, they're still required. No, yeah, no. That's disgusting. Just think about the life changes you go through between those ages and how much you grow and how different those ages are. Because this is the fastest you're changing in your life. Up until about 22. So for that to be the gap, no. Next thing I said is, if he can hit you, he can kill you. And this is for domestic violence. Someone who is putting your hands on you, even if it starts off just them squeezing like this, digging their fingers, they push you into stuff, overly roughly play fight into where you kind of feel uncomfortable. It's just a joke. Lighten up. No, it should never be nobody telling you no shit like that. If you're uncomfortable, if you got hurt, you got hurt. I'm sorry, but I didn't mean it. No, there's no way. Even that light stuff, if he can hit you, he can kill you. He can 100% kill you. Even somebody who is so quick to do aggressive things when you're getting physical, no asking. I never said I was into this. You never asked me if I was into this. Why are we kissing for the third time? Or why are we making out for like the second time and you're choking me? And you're like grabbing, like, It's also giving corn addict too, because there's no way you can move that fast. Like, no. Not even moving fast, it's just, you're not asking, you're not, what am I into? You're just doing whatever you want. I'm just a body to throw, like, no. Yeah, if he can hit you, he can definitely kill you. He does not love you. If you can, try to find the safest way out. Please. Or else he will take you out of this life. And we don't want you out of this life. No. Even when you're young, you try to dismiss a lot of stuff. Oh, we're so young. No. 17, 16, 15, I know better. You know better. They should know better. Next thing I said, if he's feeding you, he could also starve you. This is kind of in general, but mainly pertaining to older men. Yeah, that's just that. If you're financially dependent on him, he could take that money away. Best believe. Next thing I was gonna say is, yeah, no, you're not super sophisticated and not like the other girls your age. No. He actually just doesn't have the emotional intelligence, the intellectual conversation to be with a woman his age long term. No one's putting up with this bullshit. And if they are, they're not what he's looking for, the caliber, or he's just, he has control problems. He wants to control a younger girl. He wants to manipulate a younger girl, somebody who's gonna stay on his arm no matter what. So yeah, I could keep going, but that's all for my general advice for high school. I guess this will go for college too, but thank you for watching. Have a good school year.